My name is Tim Meendering. I have served as a pastor for 22 years, and as well over the past 7 years I have worked with the Regional Synod of the Great Lakes doing transition ministry and revitalization ministry. And I recently returned from an organic outreach conference where Dr. Rick Richardson had done some of the speaking, and he is the director of research for the Billy Graham Center for Evangelism. And he stated that 80% of American churches are either stagnant or dying. And then as well that 16% are growing through addition and not through conversion. As well, he said that at least 90% of pastors are not doing a personal evangelism that can be imitated. So that is a huge hump that we have to overcome in order to bring about fruitful challenge, fruitful outreach for the church. Pastors and church leaders are well acquainted with this challenge. We can have all kinds of active engagement in programs and events and ministries, and yet the result often is that there are very few stories to tell about new disciples whom we have been able to rescue out of the darkness. Over the years, this challenge has led me to complete a dissertation that focused on the question, what is it that motivates and empowers people to really push out, welcome others into their lives, have them become friends, and then as well draw them into the kingdom. I learned that if you look under the hood of struggling churches, what you find very often is that the breakdown is in the hearts of pastors and members who are not loving Jesus and others enough to give up their comfort, their routine, their traditions in order to pursue the lost. And that describes my own struggle as well. And so I've devoted my life to nurturing this life-altering love in my own heart and in the hearts of others. So for example, when Jesus restored Peter back to fishing for others, he said to him 3 times, "Do you love me?" And Paul explained his crazy mission-oriented life by saying, Christ's love compels me. And so the gospel is God's intended means to transform hearts and lives so that we will love and pursue others in the way that Jesus loves and pursues us. And that means while we know there's no end to what we can learn and do in the area of leadership and managing change, at the same time, it is impossible to overestimate the importance of relentlessly absorbing and applying the multifaceted truth of the gospel. One aspect of the gospel's mystery is that we are driven toward love and mission by hearing more of what Christ has already done and less of what we need to do for God. Jesus addressed the same concern with the Pharisees when he said, I desire mercy, not sacrifice. In other words, it all begins with love. And so every day I need to hear the gospel, and I need to lead with the gospel and teach the gospel so that Jesus and his mission become more precious than all the substitute activities that typically turn us inward. Consistent outreach is a huge challenge, but it is possible when there is a relentless and organized focus on the vision and at the same time a relentless refreshing that takes us toward a supreme love for Jesus. Organic outreach is providing an effective strategy that's bearing fruit in churches across the world, and one reason has been its commitment to a foundation of loving God and loving others. And then as well, I would commend to you the Gospel Coalition an excellent resource for learning more about the love and the refreshing that comes through the gospel.